Hello, everybody, and welcome to this very special conference. And I hope you're enjoying some of the information offers. It's just a shame we can't all meet and greet each other as we usually do, and chat and meet up with people that we haven't seen all year. So I'm going to talk to you about and see if I can help any of you or any of your customers with anxiety, living with stress and anxiety in times of COVID. Now, there's been so many articles, reviews, opinions about lifestyle, things like food, movement and sleep that I'm not going to use too much of our time in talking about any of those. I think we all agree that food, movement and sleep are priorities. And there's a few things that I will specifically mention as a herbalist, and one is to spice up your life. We have herbs like turmeric, and who wouldn't find that cheerful, and also the beautiful stamens of saffron. And both of these are anxiolytic, and saffron has even been shown with 3 stamens a day to be able to lift mood and depression. And I'm not surprised, because these have antioxidant effects, and anything that has an antioxidant effect will calm the inflammation that we now know to be associated with depression and probably anxiety as well. So spice up your life is one specific thing coming from a herbalist. Movement, I'll do a shout out for dancing. This happens to do it for me. Also the feeling, because I have personal connection with the feeling. My son is the lead singer and songwriter, always lifts my spirits. So whatever does it for you, dancing around your kitchen, around the kitchen table, with your kids, with anybody else who's visiting on Zoom if there's nobody there. Sleep, the main thing is go to bed earlier and switch everything off. We know all that already. So far we already know. So what do we need to focus on in times of fearfulness and anxiety? And I would say that they are number one, water, food, sleep. People is coming up very, very strongly, and now that the winter is coming in, staying warm. That's it, folks. There's no other tiger. Whatever else will be, will be. What a pandemic atmosphere has brought is a challenge to our illusion of control. We've never had that control. We haven't lost anything. We've no entitlement to a world without viruses that affect people any more than chickens have a right to get away with chicken flu, without chicken flu. So we live in a natural world. We're encroaching more and more on wilderness. If anything, this is a push up to manage our environment and promote sustainable medicine. Here, this is what I'm all about: sustainable medicine, renewable resources, as local as possible, or as it's possible under regulatory facilities. So we need to be a little bit fearful in order to make us behave. This is why a lot of fear is engendered, so that we will actually socially distance, so that we will wear masks, so that we will do all of those things. Once we're doing all of those things to the best of our ability, nobody does it perfectly, then we let it go. We never were in control. There is no control. So anxiety be gone. I wish it was that easy. But in the meantime, we're all coping with the effects of all of this. And for most of us, it's a busy head, sometimes with very negative thoughts, fearfulness. And that's what's coming up most in my clinic there's all the fears for the COVID, but there's also, it triggers all of our older fears: being downhearted, being disheartened, restricted breathing, very important to let the breath in and out. And in Western herbal medicine, pneuma is the chi, pneuma is the prana. Pneuma is the breath. The difference between a live body is breathing, and a dead body is not breathing. And so it's heat, warmth, fire, and flow, frequency, and vibration. So we want to use any herbs that will increase all of those effects in our lives. And lastly, what we all recognize, or second lastly, is muscle tone: the tight jaw, the tight shoulders, and the rigid chest, right? Which is stopping us breathing, inhaling all the way in order to exhale, and then the next inhalation will bring us the oxygen. And core to all of this is digestion. If we're downhearted, disheartened, fearful, and tight, well, then that is going to reflect and affect our digestion. So a herbalist is never far from digestion, any more than an estate agent is far from location, location, location. After that, I'll bring in silly family jokes. Text people silly jokes. They love it. It just breaks up the thought patterns, makes you know that you're thinking of them. Share 3 jokes if your kids at meal times. They absolutely love it. And creativity. This is my latest purchase. The hardest thing is getting it open. But anyway, it's a box of watercolor paints with paintbrush included. Okay, it is hard to get it open. So this is my latest endeavor. So anything that keeps us laughing, keeps everything flowing, that's very good. So specifically, I've made everything very easy for people to use herbs because I've put everything together. Not for COVID, because we've always had fearfulness and anxiety, but boy, are they earning their keep now. The one that's flying off the shelves at our dispensary and clinic in Galway, and it's Dr. Clare Apothecary, is the Relax Blend. And you'll see, if you bear in mind all the effects of anxiety, you'll see that some of these herbs will have a very nice effect on them. So the herbs in the Relax Blend are ashwagandha, lavender, chamomile, hawthorn, holy basil or tulsi, rhodiola, bitter orange peel, bacoba, verbena, and damiana. So for those of you who know your herbs, you'll immediately go, aha, I can see what that would do. For those of you who aren't so familiar, the lavender, chamomile, bitter orange, verbena, they will all have an effective boosting of the digestive system, gently boosting the digestive juices, gently promoting bile release from the liver, and bile is very associated with fearfulness. Verbena is an ancient druidic herb. Damiana is good for that kind of lower chakra boost to life, opening up our energy for life, really. Chamomile and lavender are both good for the digestive system and for the link between the digestive system and the brain. Ashwagandha is an adaptogen with an effect on weakness and frailty. It kind of knits together our little outward. It's not a very strong boosting tonic, but it's very good for our frailties and also for digestive upsets. And bacoba is an adaptogen that's particularly good for digestion and cognition. Most of these herbs are very rich in antioxidant effect. So Relax Blend. Now, if you want to use Relax Blend for ongoing anxiety to manage difficult situations, you need to take it 5 mils 3 times a day for 2 or 3 weeks. If you're just presenting a seminar or trying to cope with Zoom, or you have some kind of acute stress going on, just take a shot of it. It's very nice. If I sometimes take a shot if I'm going out for the evening. I don't drink a lot, so this will give me that nice just feeling of being able to relax into the evening. It's not a soporific effect, but it's just a very pleasant effect. So that's the Relax Blend. And the other thing we've made very easy, I've finally learned that you make things easy for people and then they can comply. And this is our tea sachets. This is the Tranquility tea. And what's special about these is each tea is a sachet which you put in your teapot or your sippy cup. Where did I put the cup? It's here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Here, it's in front of me. Into your cup that you carry around all day, put in the tea bag, boiling water, and then just sip it throughout the day. You can add more boiling water. And one of the nice things about the teas is it encourages hydration. And that's, again, when we're anxious, we do need to concentrate a little bit more on hydration. So we pay people to come in and use this quality of loose herb. You can see here in this sachet that you can see the rose petals in there. That's how nice it is. And these are quality loose herb teas. We pay somebody to come in and put them in these sachets, which have no nylon, they're biodegradable, they're just paper, and then seal it and put it in the 4 teaspoon tea boxes. So this is the equivalent of 42 ordinary tea bags. So 14, each one has the equivalent of 3 tea bags. So that's the tranquility tea. I think I've forgotten to tell you what's in it. Verbena, rhodiola, lemon balm, rosemary, and bitter orange peel. And this will soothe both the, you see, you can't calm the mind without calming the digestion. And this calms the digestive brain, overactive brain, over anxious brain. It's the axis between the two of those. So this, we have a whole range of teas, but these are the ones that I'm talking about today. The other way we can improve your quality of life during COVID is we have a sleep stick. Now, it's not specifically for sleep, but it certainly does help sleep. But if you're getting over anxious, these things don't sedate us, they calm us. If we're calmer, we can sleep better. If we're calmer, we can do the seminar better. If we're calmer, we can be less irritable with the kids or partners or whatever. So this is really nice. It's got one of those very nice stainless steel tea balls, and you can rub it in. Maybe my seminar will get better now, will it? Lovely. Very, very nice. Very nice for children who are in a state of fearfulness, and many are going back to school. You can also put 3 drops of essential oil on any of them, the lavenders, chamomiles, bitter orange, or mandarin orange, all of the citrus ones. The kids love those. And with the kids, you can rub it into their feet as well, because they absorb very well from their feet. So a little ritual before bed. We all love it. We're all big kids. And my other great tip for people, if they have a bath, very insane thing to do, take baths out of people's houses, but there you go. So these are Epsom Salts baths, and we've just jazzed them up with a little bit of rose. We do 2 of them. One is rose petals, and the other is lavender. So you can add these. I generally do half a sachet like that per bath, and boy, does that make a difference. Put one of those lovely easy face masks on, and use the sleep stick afterwards. Who needs to go anywhere? I'll mention this tea as well, because this is the hearty tea. For those of us who are disheartened, downhearted, and just need a pleasant herb tea, either the hearty tea or the digestive tea. So what's in this? Wild oats, as in sowing your wild oats. It's stamina for the nervous system. Hawthorn, which is a tonic for the heart. Lime flowers, which is very good for the circulatory system. Also for mucous membranes, so it's quite a nice little added benefit during this time and heading into the winter. Alfalfa, which is good for nourishment. It's the father of all herbs. Marigold is the mother of all herbs. Alfalfa is a nourishing tonic, particularly for the nervous system. Chamomile, again, herbalists never go far without digestion. And the other one is the rose flowers. Now, we're always uplifted by smelling a rose, be in the presence of a rose garden. And if we put them in our tummy, sure, our tummy has that lovely experience all to itself. So just to let you know, we also do individual herbs. This one is skullcap, again, particularly good. Scutellaria laterifolia, particularly good for anxiety. So people can buy their own herbal blends and blend them together. We're a full dispensary, mainly for Western, or what I call classical herbal medicine. And we also do appointments. We can do Zoom appointments, and we run thyroid clinics, sleep clinics, see a lot of people with chronic fatigue and Lyme disease, sleep clinics, skin clinics. And these are often, we put the clinics together in bundles so that people will know that they are things that we're very, very familiar with on a daily basis. Hormone balance problems, menopause, and also things like PCOS, endometriosis. So that's just to give you the breadth of what we do, and we're always available for advice. And I think I've covered everything, except a candlelight. I suggest that you spend a few hours after the kids are in bed, or when you've put away all your work or whatever, you've had your dinner, just sit in a room with candlelight, or put the candles on while you're having your lovely Epsom salts bath. So now, I hope that's useful. Oh, and just to remind people, while the show is on, and probably for a few days afterwards, we have special offers for customers and also for retailers. If you would like to avail of it, just go onto our website, which is Dr. Clare Apothecary. And we have and you can't read that, but just to let you know, we have the Facebook and the Instagram. So Dr. Clare Apothecary, facebook.com, etc., etc. YouTube, we have a whole range of things. And we also have a quarantine gardener who give you lots of gardening advice and tips. So we're here for whatever you need. We're here for the long haul, and everything will get better. Everything passes. So I hope that's a message of hope and tranquility. And I knew I'd forget something, the rose water. I use this as a room spray, between seeing patients, and also I use this as my bathroom room freshener, and anywhere else that just needs a re-energizing. It's absolutely lovely. We also have lavender water. So if there's something you would like, or that I've missed out on talking, don't hesitate to phone us. It's 091 583260. See us on Facebook, web content. We've lots of interesting articles and videos. Okay, enjoy. Bye now.